it's not that horses dislike a bit. Horses dislike the frame that bit asks them to move in. I've talked in the past about how ported bits are useful when you have a horse that carries himself all kind of on their front end. A lot of people think of ported bits as more stop, and that's not the case. Ported bits helps lazier horses, actually, horses that are sloppy about how they carry their body. And I'm going to show you this horse. I have my Kelly Carry chicken choker on her, which is a pretty tall port, and I'm going to move her around on a loose rein, kind of let her carry herself like she really wants to. And then I'm going to ask for her to carry herself better with this bit. And you'll see the difference on how much better she carries her body, how much better she uses her body when you use a ported bit on a horse like this. She does have some issues going on in her legs. She is on a daily dose of Previcox. So when you see her move, you're probably going to see that. But her issues stem from her lack of using her body correctly. And because of that, using her body correctly helps her. It's kind of like if you slouch or carry yourself poorly, you're going to be more likely to have back issues than if you have good posture. So I'm just walking around. She's kind of drifting to the left. I really haven't asked for anything other than walk. We walked our couple circles. They were big, but I know this horse. This horse was actually in year before last. Let's ask her to trot a little bit. She was actually in year before last. She's back now. Work on getting some fitness back. So I'm going to keep her on a loose rein. We're going to trot around on the loose rein and let you see how she carries herself, how she wants to carry herself. And this also goes to the comments about, well, the horse doesn't like that bit. Horses, it's not that horses dislike a bit. Horses dislike the frame that bit asks them to move in. I'm just kind of pointing her nose, sending her forward, using my legs to send her forward, not really too much to round her up. And I want you to see the difference when I start that. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift my hand to get her to lift her shoulders, and that's going to round her body. I'm not going to bump, I'm just going to lift, squeeze with my spurs, ask her to carry her body better. Lift her back, soften in the face. Let's go around this way. I'm going to get soft. Felt her fall on her front end. Going to be interesting. I'm interested to see this video. So let's see if I can see it change. I expect to be able to see the difference. I can feel a difference. Well, I can feel her footfall getting heavy. She just hits the ground heavier. Lift. Now, when I had her before, I had built on a good bit of muscle. She's lost a good bit of that. So she's not keeping herself carried good. As soon as I put my hand down, she kind of falls on her front end. But that's how we build the muscles. It's like going to the gym and working out. Back front feet hitting the ground heavy. Round her up. Get soft. Let's ask for a little bit of a lope. I'm on a loose rein. Her ears are pinned. This is hard work for her because she's carrying her body so poorly. Pay attention to her head carriage. See her head bobbing up and down? It's bobbing up and down because she's so heavy on her front end. She's trying to get her front, there, that stumble right there. She's trying to get her front end up to move it. So I'll come around, I'll round her up with my hand like I did a minute ago at the trot. Lift with my hand. Kind of fussing with it a little bit. Let's go two-handed. Hard work. Really pushing against me. She's gaping her mouth. She doesn't like what the bit's doing. There we go. She's trying to gape her mouth to avoid the body position that the bit's trying to put her in. Now we're moving better. And don't look at her head. Watch her body and her feet. People get locked in on the head. The head is a good indicator, but it's actually the body and the feet that we're looking for. Give her some rein back. On her front end, she's not even wanting to steer. Right there, she almost broke her trot. She's back hitting her front end feet heavy again. And her head is down, but she's still not rounding in the back. See how her speed isn't good. She keeps slowing down. She's slowing down because she gets heavy on her front end. Then she has to pick it back up, go again. Pick my hand up again. Along with my hand, I'm using my spurs. Lift her back. You're not going to get this done without a spur. My hand is just setting the barrier, asking her neck to get in a certain position. Have to have the spur to lift the back and engage the back end. Get back soft again. Immediately we started with some speed issues. Let her walk a little bit. We'll let her walk a minute. We'll go the other direction. If you can see the difference, put it in the comments below. I know I can feel a really big difference. And at this point, it's a matter of building that muscle back so that she wants to hold it that way. And I thought about giving her some of the immune builder, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm not sure if I gave her the immune builder, she might be too much horse for her owner. So I'm not going to. I'm going to work on building muscle. She doesn't really seem sick or anything. She just kind of lacks motivation. So I can feel as we're walking here, I got to keep bumping with the spurs to keep her going. Feet are really heavy. If you can feel when your horse's feet are heavy, put it in the comment. Tell me what it feels like. I know it feels like it's just kind of thumping on the front end is what she feels like. And there's not a lot of rhythm to it. Now let's ask her to bridle up and keep walking. Her front feet feel like they're hitting the ground a lot softer now. All I did was shorten my reins and pick her back up with my legs. Let's go into a trot. Now as she builds muscle, I won't have to hold her into this frame as often, or as long rather. But I have to basically pick her up, hold her, get her to use these muscles, then relax the muscles. See her gait change? Boy, I can feel the difference. And then ask her to use the muscles again. Just basic, like working out at the gym. Nothing special about it. But the key is the bit that helps you put her in the right place. Could you get this done with a lower port bit? Probably. Could you get it done with a snaffle bit? I doubt it, but maybe. But you're not going to get it done to the quality that you're going to get it done with this bit. Every bit has a purpose, and if you're afraid of a bit because you don't understand its purpose, educate yourself on the bit. Don't discount it saying it's a bad bit. Every bit has a purpose. You just have to learn what that purpose is. Might not all bits fit into your program. There's quite a few that don't fit into mine. Nothing wrong with that. I have another bit for that purpose. Give her some slack. She's really falling on her front end now. She is pushing in the back end better than she was when she first came here, but she's still heavy on her front end. I'm gonna lope her just a little bit in the right lead now. Started pushing. She raised her head and started pushing with this right front leg as soon as I started asking her for a lope. Her trying to not lope because it's work. I let her get kind of out of frame to lope off. She don't have the strength behind to push into the lope collected yet. So I let her lope off kind of how she's used to, and then rounding her up. She's fighting the bitch. I know she's gaping her mouth. The thing about gaping is that gaping is a sign of pole resistance. I can put a cavesson on and hold her mouth shut, but that doesn't make the pole resistance go away. You fix the pole resistance, well, that got stiff. You fix the pole resistance, that was a real hard squeeze with my spurs. You fix the pole resistance, gaping goes away. All the cavesson does is hide the pole resistance. There we go. Now she's starting to round up. Since we changed leads, we're using a little bit different muscles. Gaping comes when the pole resistance comes. Pole resistance goes away, the gaping goes away. There we go. Now I'm going to do a lope to trot transition. You saw a minute ago when I stopped her, or basically when I just quit asking her to lope. She kind of fell all on her front end. That's not good either. So we're going to come down to a trot and ask her to keep her roundness, engage the back end. There, that's actually an okay trot there. Not too bad. I feel her getting better. But I can't do too much of this at one time, because that will make them back sore and it will make them hip sore. So I got to do a little bit of time, build her up so that it doesn't hurt. So this is Lily Rose. I'll put a link up here to her other videos. I'll see if I can find, back when I had her before, I'm not sure if I was making a playlist for everybody individually or not. I'll see if I can find her videos and stick them all in a playlist. And on YouTube, I'll have the link to it up here. Until next time, thank you for watching.